Today I trialed some different ideas and suggestions from an equine biomechanics group. I used this center circle, which is about 20 feet across, using 10.5 foot PVC piping, and I use this as kind of a physical reminder of the rough space of what my horse needed to lunge comfortably. Sorry in advance for the camera angle. I don't have anybody else who can record, and this was really the best way that I could prop it up, so bear with me. The group I talked to strongly advised against the use of side reins, especially the elastic kind that I had been using previously. The logic in that is basically that the side reins and other similar aids kind of restrict the movement and force the horse behind the vertical if it's too tight. I did start out with a lunging cavesson, and this one's not the best, but it's what I had on hand and a little bit too large for her. Barry actually is trained to both vocal cues and physical cues when it comes to my handy stick. Now, bless her heart, the PVC was new for her, the circle, so she didn't know that she wasn't supposed to walk over it. And I'll use several different methods and tools here, but generally speaking, she's always relaxed in the walking gait, but she does have a high headset. Generally speaking, I do like to keep my line very light with as light pressure as possible. This one's about 14 feet and with another rope added to it for about 10 feet, and it's a temporary measure until I can get a better, lighter lunge line. You'll see me struggle a couple times. I'm learning that the weight does actually play a significant factor in the lunge line, and it was really awkward. She does get away from me here for a minute, but I wasn't restricting her to the circle. Wanted her to kind of feel out what distance works for her, and roughly the outer circle provides about 60 feet of clearance, so I wanted her to try her best to see what works best for her. I'm not super good at biomechanics yet, but I do feel she's weaker on this side, and there's no lameness I could tell, but it looks like maybe she's short-strided on this side, but not really sure. Now, comparably, when I work on this side, she actually looks like she's stronger and has a much more fluid motion, and it seems just a lot easier for her. I did see that she was breaking at the pole a little bit easier as well, and I'm almost wondering if on that opposite side she's got something that maybe some body work would help to fix. This part of the session I really liked because she seemed like she was kind of stretching out a lot more. And she even had a small little head dip there. This right here was a super nice and relaxed walk. Trot coming up is actually really nice. She did get a little bit ADD and got distracted by some squirrels though. And it's real subtle here, but I saw another small head dip here. Now this next bit is actually an anatomical Argentine that I'm using from Cavalon. I am using the direct bit section. And I started her with a direct loose rein on her neck, but these reins were too long and I ended up putting her on a shorter set tied loosely to the surcingle. This one I have the reins completely off, and I was just doing the lead on the bit with the Argentine with individual swivel action on both sides. And again, on that same side, you'll see what to me looks like a short stride, could very well be the size of the circle. And she seemed a little hesitant at first with this bit. This is one of her regular everyday riding bits, so she's never had this feeling on a thing before. But after a few laps, she seemed like she was getting to stretch just a little bit more. Very nice there. There, I'm changing them to the shorter reins, which were very, very lightly put onto that surcingle. And it seemed like she had some improvement on this side. The corner was really where she got sticky. Very nice, relaxed walk there. And there you can actually hear my mom in the carport shouting at something. And now again, she looked really good here. I thought she looked nice and stretched. And there I switched just to a free lunge to where she just had the loose rein. Mostly wanted to show that, you know, I'm not forcing her into that smaller circle. Sometimes she kind of just does it on her own. And if you notice with that inner ear, she's really tuned into me. This next one, I'm actually changing her back into a full cheek snaffle, which is something she has used before. And it's really interesting because I think she settled really well into this bit. Normally she hates the jointed mouths, but she seemed like she was actually doing a lot better with this one. And maybe I'm just looking too much into it, but even right here, it looks like she's not having that short stride as much as she did. In the video that y'all saw, she was actually in a D-ring snaffle, but the full cheek was what I had available. And again, that really smooth, relaxed walk, and kind of goes into that trot pretty, I wouldn't say like super easily, but decent. And I had to bump her here because I had not actually asked for her to trot yet, so I kind of had to bump her and bring her towards the circle to get her to stop. He's also the type of horse that is too smart for her own good and very much anticipates what you want. So even just the very slightest change in that direction, and she'll think that you want her to trot or go at a faster pace. So she's very smart for her own good. A lot of this too, I have neurological issues with my hands, and that's why a lot of this groundwork I focus on it like I do, because I don't always feel my hands correctly, and sometimes I do have to use other options or weighted options as kind of a handicap for myself. And of course right there she just was kind of naughty, and it may have been a case where I misdirected her. But in short, you know, I don't always feel my hands, so it's kind of a handicap that I have to work with, and she's been such a fantastic horse with it to try to help teach me as best she can. And I actually put her back in the free lunge here again just to see how she would do with that full cheek. Just kind of drive her and see how she would do with this. Now this clip is actually kind of cute. I had woke her up because I had heard that my phone was starting to go off of the recording, so I had to kind of hoe her up for a minute. And I didn't even realize at first that she was just following behind me like a big puppy dog. And she was like, "Mom, where are you going? I want to go with you." That's why I say she's such a good horse to work with. You'll hear me fuss at her for going in the circle, but at the same time, she actually picked her feet up pretty well here. This is another good example of what I was talking about, where she sometimes chooses to do that smaller circle, even though, like, I don't tell her to do it. She just chooses to do that smaller circle. But, yeah, super long video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Keep in mind, I am not a trainer. I am a novice, and I'm just trying to do my best for my horse. So stay tuned, and I'll give you guys more updates.